Yo guys, WondaGurl just dropped a fire plugin. It's called E1 and the company's called Ebony Systems. So let's hop straight into this. It's a very simple plugin and it's built for adding that density and that harmonic richness to your sound. So we're gonna play this on this Michael Jackson style track we made. So this is turned off. Notice we're clipping too. All right, now let's turn it on. And now we're not clipping, but we still get more density out of the track. So let's turn up the gain here. Pull up those harmonics. Now we're getting all this energy even though we're not clipping. I can push this track really hard. What I love is how hard you can push this gain without it just completely crumbling. So I assume there's some kind of compressor in here. I have no idea. Basically on the OTT tab, this is where I like to, you guys can even hear it in my voice. I like to turn down these knobs first to hear what it's soloing, and then I'll adjust it. So let's do this. All right, so these are the highs it's targeting. And the question is, do I want these more exaggerated? Now let's focus on the mids. So I'm going to do the same thing, turn this down. And as we can hear, this is where the mix kind of lives. So I think a simple 1 to 2 dB gain right there is fine. And let's check the lows. Now on this one, I like to push the lows a little bit harder than normal. So even at negative values, this thing is really pushing that bass. All right, now let's bring those values back. And now we got the track much louder just by reorganizing the energy of the track. It even has a width knob, so if you guys want to get more granular, I'm not sure this targets, you guys can even hear it in my voice. It is widening my mono voice. So it's taking my mono microphone and actually creating a stereo delay, and it sounds like it's filtered, so it doesn't introduce a bunch of muddiness. So this is interesting. This is gonna be good for melodies. We're gonna test this on melodies. So you just turn that off or on. Now let's pull the mix level back. I think this is just for the OTT part, the mix level here. Could be wrong. And there's also 2 algorithms. I hear it in the bass more so. Now again, would I push this record this hard? Not necessarily, but to show you guys with the sound of it, I pushed it hard. So let's pull it back to normal levels where I would normally push. Probably here is the sweet spot for this song. Let's mess with the threshold. See what this does. Threshold's pretty clean. Whatever it's doing, if it's clipping, whatever it's doing, it's very clean. I can't tell if it's compressing or clipping. So it seems to be multiple different, I guess these are presets. So here's before. Here's after. It does pull up those levels. Let's try the different master number 2. Now this one's a little bit more. I think it's that stereo widener. No, it wasn't even on. Never mind. Now master 3 is very obviously focusing on those highest frequencies. I would probably use that on vocals more than a master. Here's master number 4 setting. So I like to use this plugin very subtly. It just adds a little bit of color, and even turning the plugin on, you could hear it in my voice. Just turning the plugin on gives you a certain tone. So if I go back to this one and then, whoops, if I turn it on, you guys can hear my voice. It adds like, let me see what this does to a sine wave. So it looks like looking deeper, the secret is this threshold knob. So for example, if we turn up the gain, it's making our fundamental frequency more intense. So it's just getting louder basically. But if we mess with the threshold, you guys will see in this graph, we actually have harmonic content. All right, so just with the gain knob and the threshold turned all the way down, it looks like we're getting the third and the, a different harmonic up top. But it looks like the third harmonic here because our fundamental frequency is at 130, and then I see a frequency around 390. So that's, the third harmonic in that case. So as I crank it up, then it activates 650. I don't know the math off the top of my head. I would have to drop the frequencies to figure this. All right, so for example, I dropped the root note down to about 100 hertz. So we could just roughly guess. So it's about 100 hertz. Then you see a frequency at 300 hertz. So that's the third harmonic. And then we see a frequency at 500 hertz. So it seems like odd harmonics so far that I've seen in this graph. And that's with the gain cranked all the way up and the threshold down. Let's see if OTT adds any harmonic expression in this signal. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn this sound down so I don't blow you guys' speakers out the water. All right, so let's turn the OTT on. And I do see a noticeable harmonic right here at about 700. So this looks like just even more odd harmonics, funny enough. So let's turn this OTT on. As this thing on? Yeah. Let's switch algorithms. So if you switch algorithms, you guys can visually see we get way more harmonic content on algorithm B. But in order for that to trigger, you have to turn the gain way up. Actually, you just need to mess with the threshold, actually. So gain by itself, okay, is just going to make the sound more intense, but the threshold is the secret to this plugin. As you guys can see, this is when the harmonics start kicking in. All right, so this plugin has a color to it, and that's the color that WondaGurl, in this case, put inside the plugin with the team. All right, so color is adding harmonics. Now this looks like odd harmonics, so it's 300, 500, 700. 900. Yeah, these are odd harmonics. So basically you're going to get more of a squarey tone the more you push the sound into this plugin here. It's squaring off the tone. It's called I think it's called rectifying, but I don't want to give you guys false definitions. Basically we're squaring off the tone, okay? Turning a sine wave into more of a square wave. As we add OTT, let's just mess with different EQs to see if it adds harmonics or if it just intensifies that area. So this EQ looks like it's intensifying the fundamental frequency, the third harmonic, and the fifth harmonic. Okay, so it's not just boosting one frequency, it's boosting a range in this case. And then let's check the mids. So the mids look like they're boosting from about the third harmonic all the way up to 3K. So that looks like, whatever the number is on that, you guys can do the math. And the highs, I don't think the sound has highs, but I can see as I turn this up, even though I can't perceive the highs, I'm visually seeing harmonic content up there. So that means it's definitely adding a color. And that frequency up there is around 10K, 20K. So it's even adding, super high frequencies to this low frequency bass. So this is a really unique tool to shape your tone. Let's try. Now the width isn't going to create harmonics. I just want to see what happens here if we just kind of modulate this. So it's very subtle when you use it on simple waveforms. Let's try this on melodies. So in a realistic mixing environment here, we're going to add E1 where my natural gold clip would be. So they're both off for this beat. It's like a battle cat type beat. Now let's turn on gold clip just to show you guys the difference in sound here. All right, now let's activate E1. Now these are level matched. So basically gold clip creates a flatness, whereas the E1 gives you more dynamic in this case. All right, and that's considered an industry standard. Now, E1 gives us I like how it handles dynamic. It's much more dynamic. And that's just with the gain and the threshold linked. We didn't even mess with the extra settings here. Let's try algorithm B just to see the difference in tone. It almost opens up a whole new region to the beat. So algorithm A, you know, adds dynamic. Here's before, no plugins or no saturation. Here's width. Algorithm B. It almost makes it jump out my headphones. It's like a whole nother section of the beat just became alive. Shout out to WondaGurl and the team over at Ebony Systems. Let's try this on a different track. Now here we have a trap track in the style of Travis Scott. Now the first plugin here is Fruity Blood Overdrive. That usually adds our harmonic content. Let's turn that off for now. And then we're running into a Fruity Soft Clipper, just basically capturing the peaks. But let's turn both of these off and just use E1. Now let's link these so that we can hear more of the texture easily. You could already hear it just boosting this like a little bit. So I could tell this plugin was definitely made for trap. This thing, it found the sweet spot of how hard to push the kick so it doesn't sound crunchy. And it's a very difficult thing to do. Let's push it all the way just to see what it sounds like. Yeah, this plugin was built for trap. This is definitely a trap plugin, but it works on other genres though. Let's try algorithm B. Just to give you guys contrast, here's the stock plugin chain. Sounds super weak compared to that. I'm even boosted into the soft clipper. It almost sounds hollow without E1. Wow, that sounds super hollow and lifeless, really. And that's stock plugin. So now let's run it through E1, but also keep the soft clipper in here if you guys want that tone. Let's see if it goes over crunchy. Let's switch it back to algorithm A for now. All right, so I think E1 by itself, you don't need Fruity Soft Clipper. It has a certain sound and it knows how hard to push stuff before it falls apart. That's the magic of this plugin. Definitely built for trap. Listen to that kick. The kick sounds perfect. Now, if you want more aggression, you can go to algorithm B, and it still doesn't make the mix fall apart. That Reese got grittier. Here's before. After. Yeah, this plugin was built for us. This is, you could tell a producer was behind this. Shout out to WondaGurl, the team at Ebony Systems. This plugin is literally perfect for trap. And it works on, we did Michael Jackson earlier, and then we even did the second track, which is, what was the other track? Oh, that West Coast track. So, and then you saw the harmonics with the sine wave. This thing was built for trap beats to go harder because you could push it crazy hard, but it doesn't fall apart. That was the #1 issue with a lot of soft clippers and a lot of stock plugins. It just crumbles the whole track. This does not crumble. So whatever they did behind the scenes, the mechanics of it, I could tell they're boosting the bass a little bit. Whatever they're doing, this is the formula. Shout out to WondaGurl. Go grab it, go support it. I'll leave their link below. Peace out, guys.